Hello there, soulmates. Welcome to my channel. Today, I am so excited to be sharing with you all the things and activities I do to get myself occupied productively. But first and foremost, let me discuss a little bit why it is important to be occupied productively. Well, if you are like me who is constantly at home, whether by design or by your own choice, it is truly important to know how to occupy yourself productively. Once and for all, there are so many effects that will give you good results on why it is important to spend your time productively. But we will be discussing that in other podcasts. Right now, I will be focusing on identifying the things and activities that you can do to get occupied productively. As for me, I easily get occupied of so many unpleasant things, like my thoughts, spend the way I spend my time, they are not really productive, which I try to balance out. For example, I easily get occupied of so many unpleasant thoughts, thoughts that are really unproductive and somehow damaging to my mental health, like thoughts about sex and thoughts about food or thoughts about excessive consumption of food. Once I get into these thoughts, a tipping point of guilt and shame crawl in me. Hi. knowing knowing full well that once you are not able to discipline your thoughts, it will drift you far from what is good and beautiful. Hence, I am fully investing to consciously occupy myself with things and activities that are productive, which I think will also give you an idea to do the same and somehow assess your own way of spending your time and resources. Right now, I am almost perfectly certain that the first thing I do to occupy myself productively is to keep my environment neat and clean. I think it is one of the wisest thoughts I knew. Cleanliness is next to godliness. A change of environment is immediately result to a change of thoughts and condition, right? So it is truly one of the best ways to begin a productive activity. Additionally, if you live with your family and you don't own your own home, keeping the environment or your house clean and green essentially shows your respect and honor to your host or to the owner of the house. A clean and green home somehow give everyone the chance for a more harmonious, happy, and peaceful life, and it should most likely reduce a lesser chance for feeling stressed or depressed. Next thing I do to occupy myself productively is self-care. Every procedure or activity to put myself at ease and comfort. This includes, of course, taking a good bath or having a good rest. It also includes journaling or putting my thoughts and ideas into paper, reading books and listening to music, or even watching movies then writing a commentary about them after. There are also times when I also tackle about current issues or news in the television. Once I start to put my focus on something, it is undoubtedly impossible not to put your focus, your mind working and functioning well. That way, one seems to discover himself a bit more and slowly understand the working of his own mind and his own heart, leading him to live a more progressive and proactive reality. Right now, I am fully occupied by my goals and plans. Putting my goals and plans into readable and visible images somehow help me to be at ease. I write them down, including the possible ways and turns of every projects, every plans or every goals, up to the details and designs of how to achieve them. It makes me see clearly what I am pursuing, and in return allow me to have a preview of what would it be like in the future time and space. I can further discuss these kinds of activities like the self-care and how it changed my perspective and productivity so much, but I know you can get the gist out of each activity. So I essentially interchange each activities from one another because they are the most accessible and fun thing to do. But before I forget, I would like to emphasize that the most typical activities I do to occupy myself include sleeping and resting. Sleeping in the morning and sleeping in the afternoon, right after every chores are done. Also, I do meditation and yoga, which I find so helpful for my physical and mental health. Finally, I guess what I consider as the most productive way to get occupied is creating things. Creating things for your own and for other people. Anything that you could put your focus, your hands on. For a starter, this upload is one of the products of those ideas. Knowing that I can identify myself, my existence through the things I could call as my own creation, in which I could come back to in the future and somehow identify myself starting something out of nothing. Typically, using this platform, YouTube, is really helpful in preserving such creation until the time will come that I will come back to this day and remember how it all started. Others create songs and poems, or they create contents for entertainment and educational purpose. I love those who create service to other people, like creating content to help other people learn new skills, expand their knowledge, and update their wisdom. I also see those who create arts for others to experience and to get inspiration from. Amazing. And if you cannot do as much, you can start by creating letters, love letters, gratitude letters to yourself and to the people you wish to say thank you, in which you can give them in the future if the time comes. In conclusion, one can always start occupying something productively by himself, then spread outwards towards your family or friends or neighbors to do something that is essentially simple and easy, that does not affect any constraints of resources, of time. So I guess that are just one of the few things that I do to get myself occupied. I know you can think of other things to do the same on your own. So I wish you all the best of your life. I hope we can live well and love well. Thank you so much, and I hope to hear from you in the comment section and in the more content that I will be uploading very soon.